I had 1 week to finish this entire project. And it was a big project. If you haven't seen videos on Gridfinity yet, you should. It's an open source, 3D printed organizational system invented by YouTuber Zach Friedman, and it's very impressive. You print a grid that goes in the bottom of your drawer, and then you print different sizes and shapes of bins that have custom cutouts for whatever you need to fill the grid. Almost any tool or battery or item you can think of, someone has made a Gridfinity bucket for that thing. But I wanted to see if I could make this a little bit more next level. Take all my webcams, capture cards, tools, camera gear, put them in custom labeled colored bins, and all my lenses mounted and labeled for fast switching while I'm filming. Let me take you back in time 1 week and show you how I made a god tier organizational system in my studio. When we built this place, the gear closet was an absolute godsend. But I've been here 4 years now, and the goldfish effect, it comes for everybody. That closet has gotten so full. How full is it? I don't know, there's a dirty joke in there somewhere. I built this IKEA closet just before the move, and it has these 8 massive drawers that I've never used because there's no organization in them. They just end up being a catch-all and being even less organized than anything else. I'm gonna make this thing the ultimate gear cabinet. Just for the things I need quickly, which is a lot of things. The other spot in this project is this shelf that I made a couple years ago, and I keep organizing, and then it keeps getting unorganized. I don't know how that happens. There's someone around here keeps unorganizing it. That's supposed to be a quick grab YouTube space, but also look nice because it's on camera a lot. And I don't face the camera that way anymore because it's gotten nasty. It's getting out of hand. Right now the plan is 2 plans. The plan is to make these fancy artsy looking stands for the anamorphic lenses here. And then up here on the pegboard, make just some more practical, quick swappable stands for my Lumix lenses that I swap in and out quickly. This project took a ton of designing and then even more printing just so that it could end up looking like this. Oh. Let's start with these Gridfinity drawers. First step is to completely grid out these drawers. Now the grids are a standard size, that way every bucket works with every grid, but that means that it didn't fit my drawer perfectly. I wanted this grid to be snug, nothing sliding around in there. So I printed out the maximum amount of grids, then printed out these little spacers so I could figure out the perfect width. Once I figured it out, I added it to the grid model to go on the edges. Cool. This is a premium feeling grid already. Each drawer could fit 15 squares wide by 12 tall. That's a lot of squares. That's a lot of these boxes. We're gonna get a lot fitting into these. But that also means printing a lot of these grids. So I got 2 printers going day and night, just printing grids. Took like 2 or 3 days. That really ate into my week, but got 4 of them done. Decided that's all I really needed for now. I'll figure out what the other 4 will be later. Next step was to organize where everything goes in the drawer. I wanted to start with the ones that I use and I need to grab the most. Usually that's webcams, capture cards, and some nice known good cables. So this is what I came up with. This is my layout for drawer number 1. And the first bucket I made was for the Insta360 Link 2C. It gets to be first in line because, well, it's the sponsor of this video. So let's make this bucket from scratch while I show you this 4K AI powered webcam. If you hadn't noticed, by the way, this whole talking shot here wasn't actually shot on my fancy $4,000 camera that I normally shoot this on. It was shot on a $150 webcam, the Insta360 Link 2C. And if you didn't notice, that's gonna be because the premium sensor inside this captures a very high quality image that you can either capture in 4K 30 or 1080 60. The Link 2C is not only just a super sharp webcam, but it's also got an incredible autofocus technology. The same autofocus technology that's in this camera here. It's called phase detect autofocus, and it's very good. So your face always looking crispy. And their software makes it super simple and easy to dial in the exact settings that you want for your shot. I didn't write this in the ad spot, but it's also got this really fun little privacy shutter here. So if you're into that thing, that's kind of cool. It has this really cool AI tracking feature that even though the camera itself doesn't move, it punches in a little bit and follows you around. That way, if you happen to be a little bit more proactive on your Zoom calls, it can still catch you right in the middle of the frame. And you can even activate tracking just by using hand gestures from halfway across the room. Super convenient. So if you're looking for a webcam upgrade for your live streams, your Zoom calls, your long distance relationships, check out the Insta360 Link 2C. I put a link to it in the description down below. A link to it. Nice. Anyway, this bucket for the webcam turned out perfect. I even got this little slot here for the magnetic mount for the bottom of it. I added a thin top layer of carbon fiber red with the black still underneath it, which really makes it pop. And then after precisely measuring this thing, I added about 0.2 millimeters of clearance. That way it slides in and out easily, but there's no rattle. Okay, there's a teeny tiny rattle. It's pretty good though. And while this white text isn't necessary, like I know what webcam this is, I know what all of my webcams are. It's gonna look real nice in that drawer with everything labeled. Just wait. I made these templates for each size bucket. So in order to make one of these, all I have to do is measure the item, cut it out, and then to make that red top part, I duplicate the top face and thicken it up by 0.6 millimeters, and I make that the red. Then just add the white text and print. The templates worked. It only took me like 15 minutes to make this, but I still have to custom design like 12 of these things. So instead, I think I'm gonna work on the lens mounts because they're a one size fits all. And while those are printing, I'm gonna get to work designing all these things. I want you to understand something. I had this grand vision for the lenses being true works of art. Something way beyond my skill level. I still can't believe I actually pulled it off. I don't think I could do it again. Sometimes you just gotta believe in yourself. A healthy level of delusional confidence is something everybody needs. For the anamorphic lenses, I made these beautiful, minimal, clean stands that I feel should be at a camera store, and they've got these glowing accent lights underneath them because every lens stand needs accent lights. But in the end, I've now got these awesome display mounts for my anamorphic artsy lenses that even have a little slot to put the lens cap when I'm using it. I'm pretty pumped about that. It's actually one of my better ideas. The accent light part took me a lot of iterations to get right. It's just a little aperture MC light shooting upwards, and I printed this little white deflector panel with a little gap in between it so the light can bounce around and escape out the sides into a diffuser that I made using translucent bamboo filament. Top it off with one more little black piece in the top center, and it's done. It looks crazy. It's awesome. Really, really proud of myself for that. As for the rest of the lenses, I just wanted a very simple, clean stand shape that leans backwards a little bit so they never eventually slide forward and fall off. I really wanted them to nestle in there safely while be easily removable so I can grab them quickly. The way to get a perfect fit for something like a lens like this is to actually model the dimensions of the lens and then use that to just cut it out of the mount shape. Then you polish it up with a few more cuts, add some fillets to make it look more premium than it really is. I mean, it's still just plastic, but like now it's fancy plastic. Then add a space for the lens labels on the front, but it's the little things that really take it over the top. Write that down. That's just in general in life, it's the little things. Because my printer over here has two printer heads, I actually printed a softer TPU layer where the lens slides. That way it doesn't have that like metal on plastic sliding cheap sound, but like it slides smoothly and it grips it in place a little bit more. And then also because I've got a really shallow slope there, it's only like 15 degrees, I was getting some serious layer lines. You can do this thing where you calculate a variable layer height depending on where it needs it the most. So these real shallow slopes, it really thins down the layer lines to really small. It's pretty cool. It makes these shallow angles still look super smooth. The little things. It's always the little things. Getting them to hook on the pegboard was actually a little bit harder. At first I just printed the hooks right onto the back of it. The problem is because it prints vertically, the layer lines were making the vertical part of the hook the weakest part of the entire thing. That's the part that holds the lens up, and so we weren't doing that. So instead I cut out a little channel in the back, and then I printed the hooks lying flat on their sides, so that way the layer lines go a different direction. It added a ton more structural integrity, I think. Time will tell. I really think these turned out awesome. I still need to make one for this chunkier lens. Probably have to start from scratch. I will get that one done though. But printing all 6 of these took 30 hours, which was just enough time for me to go to town on making the world's greatest organizational drawer in the tech space. Eat your heart out, MKBHD. I did try a couple different ways of speeding up the process. There is an online tool called tooltrace.ai. You just take a top-down picture of your item next to a piece of paper for a size reference, and then you click on the tool and it cuts it out for you. The problem with that is it's not very clean. Not clean enough for me. I would not have been happy with the end results. So I did it from scratch, which is kind of my mantra. Sometimes I feel like an old man. The whole, I was doing myself. That works. It just required a lot of measurements and some ADHD meds, and then just did it. The cable buckets were really fun though. I decided to add this really soft TPU strap to hold them in so I didn't have to worry about like cable ties or anything. It's the little things. Don't forget that. And after about 12 hours of modeling and probably 100 hours of printing, here's the result. Got a finished webcam drawer with some blank spaces to add some more webcams in the future. As of filming this, my week has run out, but I finished a drawer. The concept has been proven. I'm moving to drawer 2 right now. And along the way, I'll probably gridfinity some of my home drawers and probably not tell Kenzie until I'm done. I feel like she'll like it, but she won't like the idea. You know what I mean? Like ask for forgiveness, not permission. I'd love to share these bucket files. I feel like they're very specific to each individual thing. Maybe let me know down below if you want a specific bucket. I'll put them on like Google Drive or something. I don't know. Let me know which ones you want. If some of them get like overwhelmingly voted for, I'll do it. I already made them. Might as well give them to you. But that's it. I'm now an organizational whiz, thanks to 3D printing and ADHD. Peace. Hit the like button, subscribe later.